Hey guys, Chris from Provo Beast Audio Installation, and in today's video, I'm actually here with Parker with UpFit, and we're going to be talking all about dash cameras.
Awesome, thanks Chris. So I'm Parker with UpFit. We do mobile auto accessory installs here in Utah. Today we're doing this ROVE 4K dash cam here in Chris's WRX, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so today we're going to be installing this ROVE R2-4k front-facing dash cam. I really like the ROVE brand. They have some great features. They're pretty affordable. They have a great mobile app. So let's just go ahead and do a quick unboxing here. We've got some manuals and quick start guides and other things. I really like this sticker. It's pretty funny. Here's the camera here, and then you also got some accessories in here as far as you've got a couple mounting options, sticky or suction. You've got a couple charging options, some tools and cable hide clips. With this setup, it's going to not necessarily be a hardwired clean install because you're likely going to have to route the cable somewhere into the cabin area to plug into USB. So these will work great and come with the kit, but if you want a cleaner install, which we're going to be doing on Chris's WRX here, we've grabbed a dash cam hardwire kit. Just a reminder, all these things will be linked in the description. This is a really great kit. It comes with these fuse taps, which is how you hardwire it, with the fuses included, which is kind of a rare thing. So let's head over to the car. We'll get to the fuse panel and we'll figure out what we're going to do from there. Okay, so in order to find a fuse that turns on and off with the key, we're going to use this nice little test light tool. This thing's awesome. There'll be a link in the description for this tool. It's pretty easy to use. You just hook up the end here to any sort of ground, a nice bolt that's bolted into some metal, not plastic. And then what you can do is touch the fuses, and I'll show you this one here, for example, has power with the key off. So that would not be a fuse that we would want to use for the power to the dash camera, because that would mean the dash camera would stay on constantly. So if we go down here to this fuse here, it doesn't have any power currently. I'm gonna keep this on that fuse while I put the key in, and we're gonna see if when the key is on, if it'll get power. And I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it goes, it lit up. So now it gets power when the key's on. I'm gonna shut the key off and power goes off. So that fuse right there, I'm gonna actually pull it out, is the fuse that I want to put the tap into. So now if you take your tap, you'll notice on this one there's already a fuse in it. Sometimes they don't include a fuse and you might have to get fuses, but this one comes with a 5 amp fuse. You can see the number on there, and that fuse is for the dash camera. And then what you do is you take the existing fuse and you put it in this bottom slot. And what that does is that will keep that fuse for that specific wiring as the 10 amp fuse, and it adds an additional fuse, this 5 amp and this wire, to then plug the dash camera into. So this is what a fuse tap is. They're really handy. All you got to do is just plug it back in that same spot, plug in the wire to the dash camera, ground it, and then you're all set. So let's keep going. Okay, so we've made some good progress. We've got the fuse tap providing power, and then additionally we're going to need ground. If you can't find a good ground on your vehicle, it definitely is recommended to create a ground, which we've done here. And you just take a self-tapping screw and remove the paint from any metal part in the vehicle, and then just tap that screw in and attach the ground, and you're all set. What we did here was remove this little kick panel here, and that exposed this whole area where we can tuck all the wiring, get the ground, hook everything up, and then once we put that panel back on, it'll completely conceal all that wiring. The cable for the camera then is ran up along this channel here. You can just usually pull these door seals off like that, and you'll see that there's a little channel in there that you can tuck the cable. And then you get up to the headliner, and you're going to want to make sure that you just tuck it nice under the headliner and then plug it into the camera there. Okay, so we've got power via the fuse tap here, and our ground is connected down below. I went ahead and cleaned up all the wires, used some zip ties, and before putting all the panels back on, I did just turn on the key real quick to verify that the camera is functioning. Once I did that, I was able to put everything back together, get it all nice and clean. And then what you're going to want to do once your camera is installed is you're going to want to turn on the camera and go through all the settings. So let's move over to the bench real quick and we'll take a look at everything this camera can do. All right, so the very first thing you're going to need when setting up your camera is an SD card. And you can't just use any old SD card. It actually says here class 10 speed U3. The main thing is you're going to want some sort of high performance card, as any regular SD card will basically just die after a few months. They do not do well under the grueling conditions of being in a dash camera, constant recording, constant rewriting, all that. So have to get a performance card. I like these Samsung ones. Unfortunately, the cost of flash memory has tripled in the last like 6 months. So I would say maybe to save some money on the card, you can get a smaller one. This holds about 8 hours of 4K footage. So you can probably get a 64 or even a 32 and be totally okay. So let's go ahead and plug this in here. Plug in the camera. While we're doing that, the user manual is great. ROVE does a really good job with these. They're packed full of information. They also have tons of videos that are really, really helpful. So I'd recommend checking this out. On the camera here, it's pretty simple. You know, you've got the screen and a couple of buttons here. I would recommend going in and making sure that time and date and everything is set. You can even add your license plate number if you want to do that. The menu in here is pretty easy to use. I like it. I think it's, you know, laid out pretty well and easy to understand. You can turn off the voice and the beeps, and there's a lot of settings, and I would definitely refer to the user manual to make sure that you're getting the most out of this camera. Take the couple minutes when you install it to really get this thing dialed in. And then lastly, you want to make sure that you check on your camera every few months, because often enough they can stop getting out of the recording loop, or, you know, maybe for whatever reason the date and time just goes haywire and changes to something else. Sometimes maybe the card goes bad for whatever reason, so you want to check on the footage via the app if you want without popping the card out, and just check on it. Make sure that it's still working, because once in a while things can happen. But with these cameras, I've had the least amount of issues out of any dash camera I've ever had. So they're great cameras. I really, really like them. I like how it's turned out in Chris's WRX. So let's go ahead and head back there and we'll wrap up. All right, that's that for the install of this ROVE 4K dash cam in Chris's 2015 WRX. If you have any questions about the install or questions about dash cams in general, go ahead and post a comment below. For more info on UpFit, check out upfitutah.com. Big thanks to Chris and Provo Beast for letting us do this install here today. And go ahead and like the video and please subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.